There is a special kind of joy that comes from seeing those first bright yellow flowers appear on your tomato plants. It is a beautiful promise of the delicious sun-ripened fruit to come. You have nurtured these plants from tiny seeds, providing them with sun, water, and care. So it can be incredibly disheartening to walk out to your garden one morning and find those lovely yellow blossoms lying on the ground. This problem, known as blossom drop, is something many gardeners, even experienced ones, face. It is a common frustration that can make you feel like you have done something wrong, but please do not worry, it is a solvable problem. I remember a dear friend calling me one summer, her voice filled with disappointment. She had planted a beautiful heirloom variety, a brandywine I believe, and was so excited for the harvest. She described how her plants looked healthy and green, with dozens of beautiful flowers. But day after day, she would find the blossoms had simply fallen off, leaving behind empty stems. She wondered if her soil was bad, or if she had chosen the wrong type of plant. Her story is one I have heard many times, and it reminds us that gardening is a journey of learning and discovery. The sight of fallen blossoms is not a sign of failure, but simply a signal that your plants need a little extra help. This experience is shared in gardening communities all across the country. From raised beds in suburban backyards to container gardens on city balconies, the premature loss of tomato flowers is a universal challenge. It is that moment when your hopeful anticipation turns into confusion. You might see the tiny stem where the flower was once attached turn yellow and shrivel before the whole blossom detaches and falls away. It is a quiet, subtle event, but its impact on your final harvest can be significant. Each fallen flower represents a tomato that will never grow, which can be a truly discouraging sight for any passionate gardener. Understanding that this is a common issue is the first step toward solving it. You are not alone in this gardening puzzle. The key is to learn to read the signs your plants are giving you and to respond with the right kind of care. Think of it as a conversation with your garden. The fallen blossoms are your plant's way of telling you that something in their environment is not quite right. By listening closely and learning what they need, you can turn this frustrating problem into a rewarding success. Together, we will explore the simple secrets to ensure those blossoms stay put and develop into the wonderful tomatoes you have been dreaming of. So, why do these precious flowers fall? Tomato plants can be a bit sensitive, and blossom drop is their way of reacting to stress. One of the most common culprits is temperature fluctuation. Tomatoes are happiest when daytime temperatures are consistently between 70 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. If temperatures soar above 90 degrees, or if nighttime temperatures drop below 55 degrees, the plant can become stressed. This stress interferes with pollination, causing the plant to conserve energy by dropping its flowers. It is a survival mechanism, but one we can certainly manage with a little bit of knowledge and planning. Another significant factor is inconsistent watering. Tomato plants need a steady supply of moisture to thrive, especially when they are flowering and setting fruit. If the soil becomes too dry, the plant will struggle to absorb the nutrients it needs, leading to stress and blossom drop. On the other hand, waterlogged soil can be just as damaging, as it suffocates the roots. The goal is to maintain soil that is consistently moist, like a wrung-out sponge, but never soggy. Proper watering is a fundamental skill in gardening, and mastering it is crucial for a healthy tomato harvest. It is a simple thing, but its impact is enormous. Of course, pollination is essential. For a flower to become a fruit, it must be pollinated. While tomatoes are self-pollinating, they often rely on wind or the gentle buzzing of bees to help shake the pollen from the stamen to the pistil. If your garden is in a very sheltered spot with little air movement, or if you have a low population of pollinators, the flowers may not get the assistance they need. This lack of successful pollination is a direct signal to the plant that the flower is not viable, and as a result, it will be dropped. Encouraging pollinators and ensuring good air circulation can make a world of difference. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, we must talk about nutrients. A balanced diet is as important for plants as it is for us. While nitrogen is wonderful for growing lush green leaves, too much of it can actually prevent the plant from flowering properly. The most critical nutrient for preventing blossom drop, however, is calcium. Calcium plays a vital role in cell wall development and overall plant strength. When a plant is deficient in calcium, its flowers are weak, and the tiny stems holding them are fragile. This deficiency is a leading yet often overlooked cause of blossom drop, and it is the secret we are here to unlock. Now we arrive at the heart of the matter, calcium. This essential mineral is the secret weapon in your fight against blossom drop. Think of calcium as the cement that holds the plant's cells together. It is crucial for creating strong, sturdy cell walls throughout the entire plant, from the roots to the leaves and, most importantly, the delicate blossoms. When a tomato plant has access to enough calcium, the connection between the flower and the stem is robust and resilient. This strength allows the blossom to hold on tightly, successfully complete the pollination process, and begin its transformation into a beautiful, juicy tomato. A calcium deficiency, on the other hand, creates a weak point right where the flower meets the plant. The cells in that tiny stem or pedicel are not properly formed, making them brittle and prone to breaking. Even a small amount of stress from wind or temperature changes can be enough to cause a calcium-deficient blossom to fall. You may have also heard of blossom end rot, which is that dark, sunken spot on the bottom of tomatoes. That condition is also a classic sign of a calcium transport problem. Both blossom drop and blossom end rot tell the same story. Your plant needs more available calcium to build a strong foundation for its fruit. So, how can you provide this crucial nutrient to your plants? There are several wonderful and easy ways to supplement calcium in your garden. One of the simplest methods is to use a calcium-rich fertilizer. Look for organic fertilizers formulated for tomatoes and vegetables that specifically list calcium in their ingredients. You can also amend your soil before planting with natural sources like crushed eggshells, bone meal, or gypsum. These materials break down slowly, providing a steady supply of calcium throughout the growing season. It is a good practice to prepare your soil with these amendments each year for the best results. For a more immediate solution, especially if you are already seeing blossoms fall, a foliar spray can be very effective. A foliar spray involves mixing a calcium solution, such as calcium nitrate or a commercially available liquid calcium product, with water and spraying it directly onto the plant's leaves and flowers. The plant can absorb the calcium through its foliage, providing a quick boost right where it is needed most. This method can offer a rapid turnaround, helping to strengthen the remaining blossoms and prevent further loss. It is a simple technique that can save your harvest. It is a good thing. Putting this knowledge into practice is simple and rewarding. Start by checking your plants. A healthy, well-nourished tomato plant will have vibrant green leaves and sturdy stems. Its yellow flowers will be bright, and the small stem connecting them to the plant will be green and strong. In contrast, a plant struggling with blossom drop may have flowers with yellowing stems that look weak and thin before they fall. By observing your plants closely each day, you can catch these early warning signs and act quickly. This daily check-in is a wonderful gardening habit to cultivate. Now, let's create a simple action plan. First, ensure consistent watering by checking the soil daily. Water deeply at the base of the plant in the morning, allowing the moisture to soak down to the roots. Second, apply your chosen calcium supplement. If you are preparing a new bed, mix bone meal or crushed eggshells into the top 6 inches of soil. For existing plants, you can side dress them with a calcium-rich fertilizer, or apply a foliar spray every 2 weeks until the problem subsides. Finally, ensure your plants get at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight each day for energy and proper fruit development. These simple steps work in harmony to create a thriving plant. Soon you will see the wonderful results of your efforts. The blossoms will remain on the vine, their yellow petals will fall away naturally after pollination, and a tiny green orb will begin to swell in their place. This is the moment of triumph. Watching these small green tomatoes grow larger and ripen to a beautiful red is one of the greatest rewards of gardening. I will never forget the first time I solved this problem in my own garden. The sight of my plants, heavy with fruit, was incredibly satisfying. It is a success story that you can easily create in your own backyard. I encourage you to try these methods and see the difference for yourself. And make sure that you hit the subscribe button to continue to receive our garden tips and tricks.